We're back. You know, we've been away for a few days here. Let me get the randomizer going. I do have to tell you, and you'll see for yourself if you watch Isaac episodes. You'll see why. But I took Tainted Cain out of the rotation and Tainted Eden on the randomizer. Now, I'm not going to say that I did it because I random Tainted Cain had a run where I got 2 items in 4 floors, because I said I'm not just going to look up rock bottom, soy milk, etc., because that's not fun anymore. And then randomed again, got regular Cain, walked through a door and my game crashed. I'm not going to say it's because of that. Instead, we'll just bury the lead on that one. That's just the hypothetical. Should be a quick fix. Okay, so there's our randomizer. Question mark, 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 question mark. Blue baby to blue baby. All right. That's funny. Blue baby to blue baby. Okay. And then you go over here and you click start ads. No, you click start a prediction. Start prediction. Sorry to the YouTube audience, by the way. Will NL accomplish his objectives? Yes or no? Submission period is 60 seconds. Blew his baby with a blue little boss and a blue Corvette. That is, like, look, okay? Of all the weird stuff about Eiffel 65's blue Corvette is one of the weirdest of all, right? I feel like it's not a color you see that much on a Corvette. You see a lot of red. You see a lot of black Corvettes, I think, but a blue one is a little. You know what? That's true. I didn't even talk about the fact that Blue House, not necessarily that strange. Maybe he lives in like Newfoundland or Greenland. With a blue little window. Blue window's a little spooky. Well, no wonder. Now, you know what? We're piecing it together now. Right after that, they say everything he sees is blue. You're like, yeah, no crap, dummy. Because you got a blue window. If you got a blue window, you look out of it, everything's gonna look blue, dude. I mean, I think I solved your problem right there, you weird little potato alien. Anyway, Radical, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. We just got back from vacation. We were only gone for a few days. We went with the baby. It was nice. I do need to apologize because there's an episode of the of Isaac coming out, and I don't have control over this. Okay, this is just a coincidence, but there's an episode of Isaac coming out where I say, that's wonderful. I say we had to drive on the Sea to Sky Highway, and people drive on the Sea to Sky Highway like they want to see themselves die on the highway. And then I was checking out, our Vancouver last night, and there was a fatal motorcycle plus motor vehicle accident on the road that they died. Okay, so that's not the NLSS curse. What it is in actuality is just that people on that highway do drive like they have a death wish. Like we were driving up, it's a one lane. It's a 3-lane road, I guess you could say, and then the northbound and southbound, they alternate having 2 lanes in 1 lane and 2 lanes in 1 lane, just so that there's times where you can pass. So, like, middle-aged boomers driving Ford F-350s with dualies on them don't have, like, a brain aneurysm because they're forced to drive only 10 kilometers an hour over the speed limit for more than 2 minutes. So it's nice that there's that passing lane, but people go freaking insane as well. Like, we were when we were driving up, there were motorcycles that were trying to like pass some people. They actually, and again, it's basically like a 2-lane winding road through the mountains. They crossed the yellow line like into my lane to get around a car that was slowing them down, and I was like, you're literally like probably not half a centimeter. Let's not be ridiculous. That's basically a collision, but you know, you're like maybe a foot and a half. Let's say half a meter away from like just getting pancaked, man. Like I don't know what you're thinking. It's crazy. Anyway. I see your comment about the crossword spoilers. It's hard. Put yourself in my shoes for a second. It's hard to come up with how to make a compelling crossword thumbnail on YouTube. So sometimes I do default to the idea that there would be a, you know, people would look at the thumbnail, see that it's a crossword, and then click on it and not actually like look at the words that are on it. So I'll see if I can find something amenable for that in the future. But anyway. Yeah, we were away. We went up to Whistler, which is like, you know, 2 hours outside of Vancouver. I had never been in the in anything but the winter time before. So it's like a ski resort town, basically. Very nice in the summertime. Mountain is beautiful. A lot of people, but you know, it's one of those things where I'm like, there were a lot of people, but also like simultaneously, I was one of them. So I don't really like it. You're not in traffic like you are traffic, right? But it was nice, you know. We ate out at some restaurants, you know, essentially for the first time since the pandemic had started. We took the baby. It was really like, it was more than anything, it was like a trial run. For how, you know, traveling with the baby would go. It's a little weird. I didn't know how to phrase the tweet, but I thought there was a funny tweet, and it's kind of true. It would be something like this, right? Wow, traveling with the baby is crazy. We put her to sleep at like 7 p.m. and then me and my wife are texting each other in the other room, going like, "What you doing? You up?" But I got to figure out. There's got to be a better way to phrase it. This isn't good enough. That's good enough. Because it is, I've never had that happen before. Like on vacation, you know, 7:30. That's normally like when you're maybe gearing up to go out for dinner or something like that. We put the baby to bed at. You know what? I'm a genius. I can place that perfectly. You put the baby to bed at 7:30. What are you gonna do? You can't even leave the room because you got the baby. So you're just in there like, you know. But I called in. Oh, you know what? Stitches would totally work there as well. You're totally right. Anyway. So yeah, we just like got some DoorDash and then went to sleep, basically, is pretty much what it came down to. Played some Mario Kart against the AI. And, but it was relaxing. It was a good time. The baby was you know, not disruptive by Babby standards. You know how it is. Sometimes there's a baby, and then they're always going like wah wah wah. This our baby was not like that. We were just you know, they were pretty much just chilling. It was nice, which is ooh, a heartbreak. Grants 3 broken hearts. Plus 0.25 damage for every broken heart. Every fatal hit will add 2 more broken hearts. You die at 12 broken hearts. What the heck is what the heck is this? I can't take it, man. I don't think I can take this. I think I'll just whoa! I don't feel like I can take it. Let's put it that way. I gotta keep in mind, it's not for Zane. We're doing it for the believers. Haven't you had it before? Yeah, but I'm on like vacation brain right now. I don't know what the heck is going on. Take it, it's a run winner. Hold on. It's a run winner. Hold on. Predicted no. A doubter. Okay, hold on. Many people is very good. It's 9 lives plus damage for each life. It's only when you take lethal damage. Verified Twitch partner says it's only when you take lethal damage. I believe in that. Okay. It only activates when you die anyway. Fair enough. Fair enough. We're living, right? We're chilling. We're chilling. I also, like, I've come to realize, first off, I didn't know, really, because ignorance is bliss, right? I didn't know that restaurants basically have, like, baby sections. You could go into... I went to the item room. It has, oh, you want me to reroll Doctor's Remote. I see. Look, I'm in the middle of anecdotes. Shut up. You can go into a restaurant that's, like, almost full and be like, table for 2 plus a stroller? And they're like, oh, yeah, absolutely, right this way. And there's just, like, a little baby area. I'm gonna get angel deals, man. Where you're sitting with, like, other families that have babies. It's kind of nice. But the flip side is sometimes you can also be, you can walk into a restaurant that looks empty and be like, table for 2 plus a stroller, and they'll be like, that'll be 45 minutes. And then you realize, ooh, baby. Then you realize that it's a restaurant that's very baby friendly and has a lot of people that have shown up with strollers already, and you're like, but there's tables there, and they're like, those tables are for childless diners, okay? They got high-rise tables. We don't have high chairs that go that high. That's where you can order the teppanyaki that we flambe at your table. You can't do that. You can't do that with the baby at your table. I also had, let's call it a culinary paternity test. We fed the baby some bread from an Italian restaurant, and I swear to God, she was like housing it. She was, I was like, look, I know this is my baby, okay? I have seen the baby's head. I have seen my head. The resemblance is uncanny, right? Just in terms of the sheer size of the cranium. But when I really had like a little moment of like, that's my girl. When she ate the bread. And she was like, give me some more of that. Like, she had already finished what she was supposed to eat for her meal. And then we're like, maybe she's never had bread before. Why don't you give her a little piece of bread? And she was like, she went to frickin' town over it, or on it. And I was like, it was a nice father-daughter bonding moment. I can tell the lady on Twitter, because it was not within 5 minutes of the meal starting. Service was fairly slow, but they were like, I feel like Whistler was frickin' swamped, man. It was also like, probably like the noisiest hotel room I've ever stayed at in my life. Like, it was a hotel room. Ooh, you gotta check, man. Oh, look at that. Wait, whoa. Hey, now. Let me out. Alright, that's mighty good. I forgot that golden pills and horse pills have, like, they're not the same. Horse pill is, like, double effect. Anyway, what was I saying? Mystery egg. Oh yeah, it was the noisiest hotel room like I've ever been a part of in my life. Basically from like 11 a.m. until like 3 a.m. just non-stop drunk people shouting outside. Which sucks pretty bad, but then I also was like, you know, the baby slept well. Saved, we're back. Oh, sorry, yeah, we dropped some frames there for a second. You know what it was? It was probably Retrovision. Retrovision went a little crazy. Took the bitrate down. They don't want you to succeed. I think it's probably... I know Twitch has been having some issues lately. Like, I saw Hassan tweet, like, hey, like, for the last week I've been trying to go live, but, like, the servers are freaking cratered or whatever. But anyway. I look over, I see the frames are okay, I say it's okay. It was probably the Whistler Tourism Board. Hey, I said it was beautiful. I'm just like, I'm also of the opinion that I would... Like, I forgot that in Whistler, like, a lot of the people, if you're not familiar with Whistler, like, there's a lot of middle-aged people who love hiking. And then, like, a staggering amount of 20 and 30-something, like, party-going young adults. Which, again, is fine. I'm not gonna be the guy that, like, travels to like a party city, not the store, because I don't even think that's in business anymore, and is like, hey, stop making noise. Instead, I just had some, I just had noise-canceling headphones. But it really does, like, I mean, this is, I'll always remember this when we talk about, like, getting, oh, dude, Sacred Orb, ooh, why not? I'll always remember this, like, you know, whenever people are like, oh, getting older, I'm so scared, turning 30, ooh, turning 25, ooh, the shows I watched when I was 7, I'm so nostalgic for them now. I have another tweet, by the way, that's like kind of going off in my head. I got to figure out how to phrase it so that it has some Gen Z elements to it. And it would be something like, it's crazy. People always think that they get old when like they get nostalgic for the shit that they loved when they were like a little kid. When you really get old is when people start to get nostalgic for shit that you were old enough to know sucked when it came around the first time. Like, I saw a tweet the other day that was like, man, like, life was so much better in 2016. And then they listed, like, all the stuff that was going on in 2016. They were like, remember, dude, bro, it was crazy on the schoolyard. We had all those clown sightings. Whoa, dude, the world really died, like, with Harambe, dude. And you're like, man, that was like last year, man. You don't even know. Yeah, 2016 fucking blew, dude. As did many years that came after it, but you know. Hey, I feel like there was a run in there. We had an okay run in there. At some point. Wait, maybe? Like, there was like a couple of weeks, 2018. Slay the Spire came out 2017-ish. Anyway, I was surprised, but I've got to remember this when people are like, you know, lol, 30, you're so old. Or whenever people are like, I don't want to be on a flight with a baby. Like, it's so annoying when there's a flight with a baby. And then, like, I see you. I was going to say MFer, but I see ya. I see ya. You're like, oh, that baby crying over dinner because, like, it doesn't know what's going on and it's got sensory overload. It's so annoying. Then at 2 in the morning, anytime anyone within, like, eyesight of you consumes a single glass of liquid, you go, woo! 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 Just, like, completely unnecessarily. They drank the liquid! They drank it! That little tiny glass of liquid they drank. Oh, you're crazy. You're crazy for the fact that you just consumed a food product designed to be consumed in a single gulp. You did it in a single gulp. Oh my god, you're insane. This is kind of what inspired the tweet that was like, people with do not disturb signs on the door be the ones doing all the damn disturbing. Like, if you ever see a sign on a hotel door that says do not disturb, there's like a 80% chance that's basically like a scarlet letter that says I was up making noise until like 4 in the morning. I'm gonna sleep until noon. Please, please don't wake me up unnecessarily for something ridiculous like cleaning my room. Okay? I know there's garbage all over the place, but don't wake me up for any unnecessary garbage like cleaning my room. Something's wrong. Tears up. I'm excited. This pill never ends, huh? Like, I'm not complaining, but is it ever over? There we go. This is the pill that never ends. I mean, I got nothing against the do not disturb sign. It's just that, you know, when I got a chip on my shoulder because I got, like, fitful sleep because at 4 in the morning, bunch of, like, you know, dudes my age, unfortunately, with no sleeves, outside going, in the shallows, shallows, and then, like, I'm walking through the hotel at, like, you know, 8 a.m. with bloodshot eyes. Give me the damage, man. I see there, like, I see their do not disturb signs, and I say, I see you. I see you, you son of a bitch. Get ready. So I wheel the baby by. Oh, no, the baby's crying. Oh, no. Oh, I'm excited, by the way. Oh, no, I forgot something in the room. We gotta go back. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm gonna turn around right in front of your door. I'm fighting this with... I'm excited, man. I don't care. Go to town. I don't actually have control over when the baby cries. If I did, that would be, like, mighty helpful. These are just, you know, petty revenge fantasies that live in my mind. Woo! The baby drank the liquid! Woo! Woo! NL's old. NL's so old. He's so bitter. He cares about, like, the comfort and well-being of other people around him. Instead of being like, congratulations, you just had like your 14th shot of the night. I've got to say woo really loudly and make sure that strangers are involved in my socialization. No one said it? Scroll up! You got a scroll wheel! You're typing like the kind of person who's got a 19-button mouse just so they can stay bronze in League of Legends. Use it! I use the sign too, don't get me wrong. But I don't like my room being cleaned, except on the way out. But you know, they're only cleaning it once per stay now anyway, I guess. I don't want that. I don't need that. It's not necessary. This is primo banter. It's because I've actually been outside, man. I don't want to just like recycle the same anecdotes from, you know, the Isaac episodes that I've recorded over the past few days. But like, there's a lot, man. There's the first dinner we went to, the guy was asked like a million questions about the menu. He was like, you know, the entree fried chicken comes with 4 pieces. Are they breasts or legs? And then like, oh, if I wanted to, could I get 4 breasts? And does the chicken in the chicken sandwich, does it hang over the edges of the bun? Because I don't like that. What's the meat composition of your spaghetti and meatballs? Like he was asking so many questions, and then everybody at the table ordered the fried chicken sandwich with French fries. It was just like the, and again, it's no hate for the order at the end of the day. It's just very strange that they had such, you know, peculiar questions, and then after that they were like, let me get the most basic thing on the menu that like even a, you know, an 8-year-old kid could enjoy. It was just a little strange. Did I tell the story in the Isaac episode about how I deliberately splashed a kid in the pool? Did that episode come out yet? No, that wasn't in today's. It was like a real life Am I the Asshole? So the headline would be something like, Am I the asshole for splashing a child in the hotel pool? And then here's the part where you're like, obviously you're an asshole, and then I slowly get you back the other direction, okay? So me, my wife, and my baby, 10 months. I also need to point out, I'm 32, and my wife is 29. So I'm putting that in there so you know this isn't one of those situations where it's like me and my wife, male 55, female, you know, 19. It's not one of those situations, okay? And my baby, 10 months, not M10, 10M, are in the hotel pool. We got the baby on a floaty. She's floating around going like that, you know? She's floating around. She's having a great time. It's beautiful. We're pushing her around a little bit. Not like, you know, bullying, but like we're locomoting the baby. And it's a hotel pool, so everybody's got to, you know, you got to share the space. There's only 2 other groups of people in the pool. One of them is a large family with, you know, young kids. You know, like all of them are under the age of 10. There's maybe like 5 or 6. And then there's a group of like 6 or 7 teenagers. And you can tell where this is going, maybe. There's a group of 6 or 7 teenagers. And they're not being rude, okay? But they're being a little inconsiderate. They're playing Marco Polo, a game where famously you must keep your eyes closed, and then it's hide and seek blind, you know, in the water. And you, there's lots of splashing because they're splashing to try to like swim away quickly from somebody. Sometimes they'll splash to try to distract the person that's Marco Polo, you know, that's trying to find people. You get the idea. Nothing wrong with it, nothing illegal about it. But we got a baby. It's kind of like a, you know, a sensitive situation. We want to make sure the baby doesn't get overwhelmed or, you know, tipped over or something like that. The baby's safety is not, you know, put into question. But everything's fine, except when they play Marco Polo, there's like some drift. You know, they start in one corner of the pool, and then because it's hide and seek, you know, they're moving to the other side of the pool, and they're not paying attention to their surroundings, and they're going, ah! And they're like, you know, splashing, and we really did make an honest, good faith effort to try to get out of the way. Even as they moved, like they would move over to us, not because they wanted to mess with us or anything, but just because they were like not paying attention to other people. Because when you're a teenager, like you think you're the only people that matter. Like all your problems are real. Everybody else is just they love to complain. You see it in chat all the time, for example. Anyway, so after maybe like 45 minutes of this, and we were in there for a long time. They were kind of just chilling, like they were like taking little swims around the pool and whatnot, and you know, we found a nice place for like Kate and the baby to hang out, and I was swimming a lap. You know, I was going from one end of the pool to the other and back, and on the way back, I saw my moment. The 14-year-old child with a mustache who had been causing the most splashes over the course of this, that occasionally got onto the baby's face and, you know, had her going like... I saw him just chilling up against the wall, and he was like clinging to the wall a little bit. He was a little gassed because they've been exercising for a while. And I pointed to Kate and I said, "I'm coming back." And I swam, and as soon as I got to the midpoint, right where this guy was like, you know, taking in O2 on the side, I did like a super like whip kick just to create the maximum amount of splash that I could. Didn't even look back because I talk about this in the Isaac episode. As I did it, like as soon as the kick hit the water, I was like, I'm ashamed. That is like, are they a teenager with a mustache? Yes. But legally speaking, that's a child, okay? Like, that is still, like, they're not an adult that you just splash because of their bad behavior. That's literally, like, a kid. Then, I got to the other side. I was so ashamed of my dark passenger, like Dexter style, inside of me, that I didn't even tell Kate, like, oh, I deliberately splashed that teenager back there. But then, like, hours later, I said to Kate, hey, you know, like earlier when I was swimming to you, like I splashed that kid. Like I made the biggest kick that I could to make sure he got splashed for being so inconsiderate towards us and our baby. And she said, oh yeah, I saw, you got him good. And I was like, hell yeah. So that was my am I the asshole moment. Maybe I'm the asshole, maybe I'm based, maybe everybody sucks here. Maybe, like, in every Am I the Asshole, there was a way to resolve this without resorting to that kind of petty revenge. But hey, it's not like, you know, it's the law of the jungle. It's the code of Hammurabi. You know? You splash a baby, I splash you. If anything, I think you got off a little easy. So yeah, I clickbaited a little bit, but yeah, I did deliberately splash a child in the hotel pool. In my defense, they had a mustache. So I don't know. They could have been 12. They could have been one day away from their 18th birthday. I'm not sure, but they were somewhere in the mustache corridor. Let's put it that way. And you know, it was one of those things where I didn't know who to like be mad at. Because, like, the parents were there, just, like, chilling on the patio furniture, getting drunk. And I'm like, on the one hand, I'm like, well, the parents should be able to relax as well. And moreover, if you got, like, a 16-year-old, I don't think you could really, like, go up to your 16. Like, I'm putting myself in my own shoes when I was 16. can you be like, you know, hey, 16-year-old, stop splashing people accidentally? Like, they're gonna be, you know, they're gonna be like, whatever, Dad, shut up. I'm not even your real kid anyway. You're not even my real dad. But was I mad at the kid? Not really, honestly. I was kind of like, you know, that's, as a teenager, you expect, you know, that's kind of, you get what you reap what you sow. I don't know what I'm, like, I guess I'm trying to say, what would you expect? As a teenager, I was the same. I was, like, much more inconsiderate then than I am now. You're figuring out where you stand, like, as a person. You're establishing, you know, like, your role in society to some extent. And you're also, like, this is the first, like, one of the first 50 times I've ever interacted, like, with my peer group in this situation. So, anyway. Long story short, I wasn't really mad at anybody. But I was like, it's a good learning lesson. At the end of the day, hey, if you splash people, you might get splashed back. So pay attention to your surroundings. What if he's a tier 3 sub? Well, then hopefully he takes this as a learning lesson. Oh, if you're a tier 3 sub, you can splash my baby. Sure, yeah. Are you kidding me? That's like, what is that, like $25? Maybe if you pre-bought a tier 3 sub for like a year, I might get you not even one guaranteed splash, but I'd give you one crack at a splash. I would give you a wide Tupperware dish with an inch of water in it, and you can smack it one time. But that's it. I do wish there was a pool time for babies, for sure. I mean, like that. I'm a fan of the baby times. I don't want to like be in there, and like. I mean, the other thing is like people are like, oh, the baby's in the pool, you can't have any fun. No, it's more like, you know, hey, everybody's got to use this pool. We're just trying to keep like a little safe little corner for the baby, where like we don't have to worry about, you know, the baby being, you know, getting hit with a tidal wave because somebody jumped in the water without paying attention and then they get tipped over or something like that. You know, it's less like no splashing and more like, hey, you know, can you just like limit yourselves to 80% of the pool instead of 100 because we all got to use this? But apart from that, like if they had a baby specific time, I would make an effort to go at the baby specific time. If anything, like, you might think that, like, you know, if you have no children, you might think that people with, like, children go out there to try to, like, you know, be inconsiderate. Really, most people, I think, are mortified when their baby makes, you know, an undue amount of noise in a situation like that. It's just that sometimes you kind of got, like, you know, no other options. And also, I actually think, and this is sincere, I think I'm, and admittedly this is biased because I have a child, I'm way less annoyed by babies, even babies that are not mine. I'm way less annoyed by babies causing a nuisance than I am by adults causing a nuisance. Because, like, adults, I'm like, you got a choice. Like, you woke up today and you, like, chose to be, like, a dickhead. Whereas a baby is just like, you know, I mean, they make very loud noises that are annoying. I'm not gonna say it's not like, ooh, like when the baby cries, I'm not like, this is my favorite song. But simultaneously, I'm like, you know, at least the baby is like, I don't know what the hell's going on. It's like the same way that, you know, I've talked about it before. Like, I get so annoyed, so much more annoyed by like a noise complaint on a neighbor when it's like loud bassy music at an unreasonable hour, you know, like after 2 p.m. or something like that. He's leaning into the roll. I get so much more annoyed by that than I do about like a neighbor having a dog that barks on occasion. I'm like, you know, it's a dog. I get you're not mad at the dog, you're mad at the owner for not like training the dog properly, but you're like, what? A dog's gonna bark from time to time. It's baked into the genetic code. When an adult is like, I had no choice but to listen to the, Jesse's Girl 9 times in a row at 1 in the morning and not know any of the lyrics, and then with Jesse's Girl over and over again as loud as I possibly could. Like, that's basically the same as a baby crying because it doesn't know what the fuck's going on, right? How could I find a woman like... rewind, play the chorus again. How could I wish that I was Jesse's girl. Anyway, so, like, it's always annoying, I guess, but, I bake in a little bit less annoyance for, like, an entity that doesn't know is being annoying. What the heck? Ring cap, man. Golden trinket. Isn't it, I wish that I had Jesse's Girl? Yeah, but that's the thing, is that a lot of people, especially like 12 Casamigos deep, don't realize that. And they sing, I wish that I was Jesse's Girl. Please? Dude, I'd be pogged up if they were listening to Goodbye Horses. Because you know what? Goodbye Horses, I think I could sleep through it. And that's not an insult. I think it's a great song. But it's very rhythmic, and it... Dung, 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 dung. And then there's really no, like, there's no moment where there, it kind of, like, shocks you with a big bassy hit or something like that. We'll see your hopes and dreams lying on the ground. It's a great song, man. Hey, NL, I'm moving into an apartment. Oh, dude, I'm gonna get so many based comments for my reaction to this. Hey, NL, I'm moving into an apartment, and the apartment doesn't allow dogs, but my girlfriend has a dog. If the dog barks, will they force me to move out? So I'm gonna tell you that I don't have an answer to that, but dude, I'm just preparing for all the bass I'm gonna get. What I'm gonna say though is, fuck your landlord. And I know that this is like too easy. I'm not like on the level of, anytime someone's like, oh, I got an apartment, they post like a picture of Mao laughing or something like that. I'm genuinely not at that level. But, and you might laugh at this statement if you're one of those people who's leveraged to the gills. You got 20 units and 19 mortgages, and you're like, this is a real job or whatever. You don't understand. There's property tax. I understand. I pay it. And so do your tenants, technically. But anyway, regardless, I think that making your apartment no pets allowed is like probably close to like a borderline human rights violation. I know, and I think I've talked about this before, but I think in Ontario, like, which is not, I live in BC now, which is different, but in Ontario, a place can advertise itself as being pet friendly, or let me rephrase, as being no pets allowed, but it's not actually legal to enforce it. So if you sign a lease on a place that says no pets allowed, and then you move in with a dog, there's no like ability for the landlord to like evict you or whatever. Now don't quote me on that. I would look it up, okay? But I'll tell you straight up, the statute of limitations has probably like is probably like up on this. But when we lived in an apartment, it said no pets in BC. We're good. It said no pets in this apartment, and in BC, that's like, it's legal to restrict based on that. Kate wanted to get a cat, so we got Ruka. After that, we said, this cat's great, let's get Tomo so that they have a friend. We got Tomo. We just never told our landlord. And then, when we moved out, she was like, oh, do you have cats? I noticed there's some pet fur. And I said, oh yeah, we have 2 cats. And then she said, oh, the apartment's actually like not allowed to have pets. The only reason like there's some pets in the apartment is because older people who have lived here for a while got like grandfathered in. To which I said, oh, sorry, my bad. And then that was it. Like, what is she gonna do? Admittedly, if she had found out earlier, I guess she could have like gone through the trouble of evicting us for having 2 cats, but at that point I think you gotta kind of like force the other person to choose if they want to be Satan. I think that most reasonable people would probably be like, okay, just don't do it again. And if they had, then we would have moved, but I understand that's not an option. I would have charged you for the cleaning. Okay, I would have paid it. And so who owned who, I guess, in that situation? It makes no difference. Oh, and then landlord support group on Facebook. So I made him pay for the cleaning. Owned. They'll think twice about doing that again. Wow, you really showed them. They'll just pay for the cleaning. How about you bake it into the lease? Hey, if you have pets, you'll be forced to pay a cleaning fee on the way out. Like, that's also fine. I think rather than having people like be like, oh, what do I choose between? An affordable, like, convenient domicile, or alternatively my best friend in the world, my dog, you know? We're the good guys. Are we the baddies? Anyway, good run and easy victory. Pay out the believers. Blue baby to blue baby is easy mode, man. Choose prediction outcome. 79% of people receive a reward on that one. Duly noted and certified. /marker. End of casino 1.